What's up guys, it's Justin, the WOD nutritionist. Here at CBG, we help you lose body fat, build muscle, crush your WODs without tracking macros. Please click that subscribe button at the bottom. I just did some research and 75% of people that watch the videos don't actually subscribe to the channel. So if you want free nutrition information so you can start crushing your WODs and looking like you do 4 to 5 WODs per week, go ahead and hit the subscribe button and share with a friend. Today's topic is gonna be around supplements, and I'm gonna rank all the supplements that people say benefit those doing 4 to 5 watts per week in categories A, B, C, D, and F. So let's jump right into it. The first supplement is creatine. Creatine converts ADP into ATP. It is by far the most important performance supplement for those doing 4 to 5 watts per week out there. Period. End of story. It actually helps rebuild and improve strength. It actually helps us with 1 rep max and low range workouts, and in some hypertrophy training that we do, especially if we're doing progressive overload. It can even push us a little further in some of our metcons, especially at high intensity. So creatine, I'm gonna put in the A column, 100% A+++. Number 2, branched chain amino acids, or otherwise known as BCAAs. BCAAs are a collection of amino acids, 3 in total, that have been proposed to help promote, enhance, and build muscle mass. However, incorporating BCAAs has been shown in several studies to not be effective in muscle growth. Why? Because it only has 3 of the necessary and essential amino acids out of several to actually build and grow muscle. It's kind of like trying to build a car with just the doors, the steering wheel, and the engine or transmission. It's not enough building blocks there to actually grow and enhance muscle. So BCAAs are a complete waste of money. I put them in the F column. Number 3, caffeine. Caffeine is obviously a great pre-workout and stimulant. And so therefore it can help us before our WODs, especially before the open and before some high intense workouts that we decide to do, whether it be for qualifiers or competition. Caffeine also can help the absorption of carbohydrates into glycogen so that we have that main and primary energy source when we do our WODs. So caffeine, I'm gonna put in the B column. Only reason I'm not gonna put it as an A is because some people are slow metabolizers of caffeine and they don't get these benefits. D is electrolytes, sodium, potassium, magnesium. I'm gonna group them all into one. Electrolytes are very, very important, right? We lose electrolytes in our sweat, especially in longer metcons, and we need to replenish them. They work by creating action potentials and allowing for our muscles to fire. And so we need electrolytes. Some people overdo it, especially with these highly concentrated electrolyte solutions and packets. You guys know what companies I'm talking about. It's really not that necessary to have that much. And so therefore, electrolytes are great, but a little bit overused. I'm gonna put them in the B column. Next is collagen. Now, there's a lot of benefits to collagen, and some of the main benefits that are usually promoted within the supplement industry is that it supports, obviously healthy skin, hair, nails, and can be important in injury prevention. A lot of people think that collagen, supports specific injury in specific locations, which is just not true. Collagen doesn't just naturally go to the injury site. It has to be something that you're already taking preemptively, but can have benefits in general. So I'm gonna put it in the D column. I may change that later, but I'm thinking it's beneficial. Does have obviously protein in it, and protein's super important. And so therefore, I'm not gonna give it an F, but it's really not as beneficial as people think for when you already have an injury, just mainly for possible prevention. So I'm gonna put it in the D column. Next is whey protein. Whey protein is a fast acting and quick digesting source of protein. It comes from milk. It's one of the 2 proteins present in milk, and it's extracted, put into a protein powder, and then sold by several companies. Whey protein has all of the necessary essential amino acids for us to grow muscle. It's used as a post-workout a lot of times, right after our workout, to help us start refueling those muscles. And so therefore, I'm gonna put it as an A. I mean, whey protein is number 1 in terms of the protein that I would ingest as a protein powder. It's the most effective, and it's been shown. Some people are sensitive to whey protein. You may be sensitive to lactose, and whey protein does have a little bit of lactose. So instead, go for a higher concentrated whey protein, just like an isoprotein in general, and that's gonna help with that. And then you might not be as sensitive to it. So super important. Let's see what's next. Vitamin D. Okay, Okay, so vitamin D is naturally synthesized by the body, and we have to get enough sunlight to be able to do that, right? And so a lot of people will instead just take a vitamin D supplement. This actually has been shown to help with depression. It's also been shown to help provide more energy in general. And so vitamin D is pretty important. It's not necessarily going to be directly corollary to performance per se, but it does help with just general muscle function and just, upping our immune system. So I'm going to put vitamin D in the B category. Next is Gatorade. Gatorade has sodium in it. It has carbohydrates in it. Both things are important. We already went over the importance of electrolytes, especially sodium. Carbohydrates also super important. And so I'm going to put Gatorade in the B category. The only reason I'm not going to give it an A is because it's a little light on the sodium. We actually concentrated a bit more for our athletes. And so that's why I'm going to put it in the B column. Next is dextrose powder. All right. So dextrose powder is a carbohydrate powder that can be put in right with your whey protein post-workout. And dextrose powder is great because it's carbohydrates. Can't really beat that. But there are better carbohydrate sources out there than dextrose. Gatorade, an example we just went over, I put in the B category, is a little bit better because it also has the sodium in it. And so therefore, I'm going to put dextrose in the C column. If you enjoy it, you mix it with your post-workout, it's great. You're getting in those carbohydrates, keep doing it, but I'm going to put it in the C column. Next is Tart cherry juice. So Tart cherry juice helps the synthesis of melatonin in the body, which is great. That's going to help induce sleep, our rest and digest system. Awesome. It's not like you're directly taking melatonin, which at the end of the day is a hormone. And so Tart cherry juice, I'm actually going to put in the B column. If this is something you struggle with before bed, like actually falling asleep and trying to stay asleep at night, I recommend incorporating a couple of ounces of Tart cherry juice. You can get it directly from your grocery store, your local grocery store. Very cheap, which also makes it great. So that's the category for Tart cherry juice. Next, fat burners. Okay, so fat burners, have been speculated to increase overall basal metabolic rate. They're not very effective. They don't work. The whole industry, I think as a whole, not just people doing 4 to 5 watts per week, but just even general pop, are moving away from fat burners. They don't really seem to have the benefits that people thought. There could be a placebo effect with some fat burners that, people have been able to demonstrate. I started fat burners and I lose weight. It's probably a placebo effect. They probably started limiting calories as they should have been doing the whole time, and also increasing their activity level, which causes the weight loss. And so therefore, I'm going to put fat burners in the F category. Next, extreme endurance. Okay, so this is a supplement that helps with a lot of different things. I would say it helps with overall long-term longevity and health and improving VO2 max. It has a bicarbonate application to it, very similar to that beta alanine, which I'll go over here in a minute as well. And so the extreme endurance helps by buffering out H+ ions, especially bicarbonate being a base. And so with the inclusion of extreme endurance, is something we use for higher level athletes, but it can also be used for the everyday person doing 4 to 5 watts per week. So I'm going to put extreme endurance in the A category. If you're not on extreme endurance, go over to X Endurance and get yourself a packet of this. Great stuff. Next, greens powders. Greens powders have a lot of controversy out there in the community. They have a lot of the things that you can get from fruits and vegetables, i.e. in really low amounts comparatively. They also have no fiber in a lot of these green supplements, and they're pretty much a waste. I'm going to put it in a D category. I think that, especially for how much money they are, it's really not worth it. It's better to just get in fruit and vegetables, honestly. So that's going to help you keep you more satiated anyway. And so I'm going to put greens powder in the D category. Next, beta alanine. So beta alanine is great, especially for those doing 4 to 5 watts per week. Beta alanine in general helps buffer H+ ions, very similar to the mechanism of the extreme endurance that we went over earlier, and can help reduce soreness and especially, delay muscle fatigue. And so therefore, I'm going to put beta alanine in the B category. Mechanistically, extreme endurance and beta alanine work differently. I think extreme endurance is actually better, but you can still take both, and a lot of our athletes take both simultaneously. Next is going to be casein protein. All right, so casein protein is a protein a lot of people use at night. And so casein protein, it's a slow digesting protein, which is why people take it at night. It kind of forms a ball in the stomach, and then enzymes come around it and eat away at it. Obviously gets broken down into the bloodstream. And so it's beneficial because it is a protein source. So that's really great. It is a bit expensive, I would say, and some people are sensitive to casein protein. So therefore, I'm going to actually recommend this be in the C category overall. If you are sensitive to casein protein, you can just incorporate a whey protein and just make it into a shake at night. Put some peanut butter in there. The peanut butter and the fat are going to slow the digestion down of the whey protein. It's going to act very similarly as the casein protein. And so that's that's something you can definitely do. So the casein protein, I'm actually going to put in the C category. So yeah, that's all the supplements I have for you guys today. If there was a supplement I missed, put it in the comments below. I'll answer as to what category I'm going to put it under and why, and I'll see you guys on the next video. If you want to book a call with me and my team, the link is below. Those doing 4 to 5 watts per week, lose body fat, build muscle, looking like you do fitness, and recovering better from your WODs, hitting PRs, book a call below, and I'll see you guys later. Peace out.